Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Graz bringing you a quick look at Ultima Online in 2012. The game originally came out back in 1997. It's been out for 15 years, they're celebrating their 15-year anniversary, and the game went through a lot of changes, and currently not much is really happening. It's pretty much on the low end of EA's attention span, I guess you could say. They had High Seas, a little, I don't want to call it an expansion pack, but basically a little booster pack came out back in 2010. And since then, they've not really had much going on for them. And it's kind of sad because this game has a lot of history and tradition going for it. And it really should get a nice little touch-up and some love every now and then because it's just really a classic. One of the biggest problems I've encountered so far is the fact that using a mount isn't the most optimal way of getting around. While it may be very faster for my character, it's not very fast for my PC. Now, if you're wondering about requirements, we're not even going to go there because, quite frankly, this shouldn't even be an issue right about now. I would like to say it's a network issue, but there's hardly anybody on right now. Population is ranked at medium right about now, while the rest of the servers are looking quite low. It's 7:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, so this really shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Population of this game may be around 100,000 players, if that. So I can't really understand why my mount is barely moving. It's sad to say the least, but it's just one of the many things that kind of just plague this game as we go through the years. I mean, if you've played this game before, you're like me, you have many a fond memory, and there's been some wonderful times, but now it's just kind of painful to see this. As much as I play this game and brings back a lot of nostalgic feelings, it's just really sad, and it's kind of depressing how things have really fallen by the wayside. By the way, if you haven't been here before, this is New Haven. For those who haven't played in a long time, Old Haven was actually blown up in an event. It's still around. It's actually south of here. But the thing is, Old Haven is kind of like a training ground for new players, if you can say they ever get new players anymore. You basically go in there and you bash skeletons and ghosts and other different things to get your combat skills up, like your swordsmanship, your fencing, and your mace fighting. And that's pretty much what Old Haven really consists of. It was actually, I believe, an EM event that consisted of players turning in a specific ore type. I can't remember which ore. It's been so long ago. The players actually assisted in the destruction of Old Haven, go figure. And basically, a faction which may or may not even exist anymore was basically the creators of Old Haven's downfall. So it looks like I may not get down here in time to show you Old Haven, which means we may just simply have to get off the character. Well, there we go. It just seems like travel is faster without the mount on, actually. Which reminds me, where's my map at? I'm surprised my map ain't up here. Here we go. As you can see, Old Haven on the map set, it's still partially there. But yeah, good luck with all that. A regular player couldn't walk into Old Haven. It's basically barricaded from the outside. Barricaded from what? I don't know. There's nothing substantial in there to actually do any type of damage. Here they have the Dark Knight of the Challenger of Old Haven. Okay, I'm sure he's really riveting. They give you this kind of deep, dark music to be very wary of the Challenger of Old Haven. The only ghost that really plagued Old Haven was all the bank sitters that basically held the wall in place when they did nothing. As you can see, skeletons just kind of roam around outside, and there's just not much really going for it other than it's a training ground right now. So one of the biggest things that the last booster pack implemented was a lot of changes to sea, boats, boat travel, and various different things. There's now several different boat variations beside the one original one. This one looks like it's some type of Takuno type boat set. It's got that Asian type feel to it. Now, I don't know like if it really is some type of Asian boat or if it's something from like the Gargoyle set. Over here we have your basic typical boat setup, which is what everyone was used to for years before this booster pack came out. So here you have the little tiny, basically setup. You had your little bow of the boat where you could put all you could store stuff if you so choose. And you can see a major difference in just texture and look. I mean, you have one little oarman. Over here you have Jed the pilot, I guess. I guess that's what they call him, the pilot. Okay, so someone's boat is pristine, so it was recently placed here not too long ago. I don't know if it's got the same clickable type interface. Normally you could click on like the side of the boat and it would actually get like a plank, where the plank would come out and you could board the boat. These, it doesn't appear to be the case. Yeah, someone's boat here is locked. You can just click on a side. As you can see, the ship's age and contents have been refreshed. So I just went ahead and gave somebody a little hand. The tillerman of the Hell of the Juke. Well, whoever it is, I just gave you a big hand by refreshing your boat. Looks like people did the smart thing and went ahead and locked up their boats, which probably took years for some people to figure out. Sad to say. Alright, so here we are in Luna. Not much really going on here either. Everything's still pretty much centered around it. I never really could figure out why this became so. It's just went from the capital of chivalry to the capital of, hey, how about you buy my wares for 16 million gold? And that's just the craziest thing because, like I said, it just came out of nowhere. It was like once this actually opened up with the Age of Shadows when that was released, it was something that, you know, a lot of people wanted housing space. This was going to solve some of the problems. But the fact is, it just happened really, really fast. And the area just got built up into this big Walmart type thing. There's just houses with tons and tons of vendors. And house owners, if they couldn't put any more vendors out of theirs, or they didn't know what to put out, they put rental spots out and rented out to other players. So the homeowners on Luna basically became billionaires. It was so easy to make so much money off of just planning vendors and rental vendors and going from there. It really is a neat experience if you haven't done it before, but you can just walk around this whole perimeter and just constantly see all the different vendors and such. Some people kind of backed off, like this guy right here, or this woman, guy, woman, whatever. Looks like they went ahead and got 2 plots and just kind of made it private for whatever use. As your typical setup would be something like this, where you put a bunch of vendors out on some stairs, on a platform, or whatever, and they just kind of sit there and sell stuff. Now, a lot of usually high-end guilds had spots on here. They would help some of their players buy these spots and set up guild vendors that would pretty much make the guild money. As being a former guild leader and a homeowner here, I can really recognize the importance of having a vendor set up here. We made tons and tons of gold off of just a Luna house. Looks like something happened to this one. Or maybe nothing's happened at all. Maybe they just wanted to have it cleared. But yeah, we've made tons and tons of gold. And I'm not even going to tell you how much was spent to get a Luna house. Except the fact that it was something rather ridiculous. And it's something really irrational. It takes a, I don't know, but it just takes a lot of guts. And I don't know if the glory is even worth it to get one of these houses. Now, these days, I'm sure it's probably maybe not as bad. I don't know offhand. But I don't know. If someone offered me the price now, I'd definitely turn it down. Okay, this house is the Oceania Shard _com. Though this server is not Oceania, this is actually the Atlantic server. This is probably one of the more populated servers in Ultima Online, especially right about now. It used to be a very high-end server. I remember actually having a hard time getting on this server in prime time. I imagine now that's no longer the case. This guy Darcis seems to own a few houses here in Luna, so he's grown quite popular in the past few days. Well, he's grown quite popular over time. Not past few days, because I've only been doing this the past few days. I'm just going back and doing a quick review. Looks like this is the place where my old house was. It looks like it is now the UWF vendor house south. I'm sure it probably fell once the new account owner just let it go. I don't know. Maybe he sold it. For some reason or another, my old house fell. They have use of it now. And it looks like they've done pretty much what I've did. They've changed the layout because I never had a second story to it. I had a simple one-floor setup. And maybe this person went in on half with that person to have two houses. Who knows? It was a fairly big house. But for whatever reason, it fell and now people have possession of it. So, good for them. Looks like someone went ahead and tried to trick people here by putting the grass rooftop up here. And you would have never known if it hadn't been for walking next to the building. So as you can see, they try to get a little tricky, a little crafty how they do the setup. Now this was something I was used to a long, long time ago. You had 100% poison weapons, and if you had a golem, you could pretty much go ahead and get up any combat skill that you so choose. Kind of like what this guy's doing right now. Let me see if it's 100% poison, and yes it is. Yes, it is. 100% poison damage. He's going to go ahead and sit there and go and work on his fencing, it appears to be. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. He is an elder fencer. He is the glorious Jordan. So he's just going to go ahead and hit that golem. So who knows what he's getting up to. I don't know. It could be anatomy. It could be fencing. It could be whatever. It does appear that advertising in games still seems to be quite rampant, and it's not really surprising. A lot of games still have this issue, like World of Warcraft and all. They're still advertising you owe gold, so it just continues to be a problem with the market. And even back then, the market just ran rampant with stuff like buy you owe gold, get millions for like $25 and such, and it just got really ridiculous. We still have some people leaving their noob items back here at the bank. What is this? Another guild advertisement? Apparently it is. Just returned to you after a long break. Looking for some assistance. And it looks like some guilds are still trying to recruit new players who are returning and such. What is this? Craftsman's Day, Craftsman's Guild, LLTS. One of Atlantic's oldest guilds. They are the Syndicate. And they probably, well, they were the biggest at one point. Now I imagine that's probably not the case, but I could be wrong. So let's go ahead and take a walk around. Let's go see how Britain's doing. As you can see, New Magnesia. Actually, let's go take a visit to New Magnesia. Magnesia was under attack some while ago. I was not playing back then. And apparently the event left Magnesia, the old Magnesia, totally destroyed. And through some type of rebuilding program with the EMs, the players actually had the option to go back and rebuild a new Magnesia. So they went ahead and kind of did like a storyline with it. They kept with part of the storyline. They destroyed Magnesia, and the players helped rebuild it. And by helping rebuild it, I mean they've gotten player housing, player vendoring. You get the kind of sense of what they did. As you can see, they got these little squares down here, some areas. Look, it's a stall E5 with, I don't know, somebody is coming back. And it's a commodity broker who sells reagents of blood moss, black pearl, garlic, ginseng, that kind of deal. There's a limit on how much you can buy, and there's multiple pages of different stuff. Nox crystals, empty bottles, total refreshment potions, ingots, all of that fun stuff. So various players help set this up. I don't know how much traffic they get. I can only imagine it's not a lot. Yeah. Anyway, this is pretty much New Magnesia in a nutshell. If you're not getting these stalls, you're getting these vendor-type houses. So it's kind of like another Luna, basically. I mean, that was the great thing about Ultima Online, was the fact that you had customized housing. You had stuff that, you know, players had a lot of control over. there was a lot of storage shortage. Housing became hard after a while because if you had 100,000 some players and everybody wanted a house, it was a fight at the end to try to get a housing spot. Now that's somewhat of an issue on the Atlantic server because a lot of people come here. They want to get on the server so they can get that user interaction, but the user interaction may not always be there depending upon what time they play. Okay, so we still can't get on this boat. I may be doing it wrong. It could be the mooring line. Yes. You must have the High Seas Booster Pack to use this feature, to which I'm not, and to which I probably won't get because I just feel that EA doesn't do enough with this game. Yeah, it's low end. Yeah, the subscription lines are quite low. But still, don't just throw it to the wayside and let it fester. Do something with it. Now here's a house that's been around for a long time. It's probably changed hands, and the accounts have changed hands a lot since then. But this Britain Moongate house has been here for a while. Excuse me as I get tongue-tied. So as you can see there, we had a player pop out. They still get plenty of traffic around here, I would assume. Okay, the board has been around since 2009, so you can only imagine the old posts and everything. But yeah, people still pop through here and run around and go to Britain, which is pretty cool. I mean, I'm surprised they don't use runes and just teleport to Britain, but hey, to each their own. Okay, we got a guy or a woman or whatever redoing their vendors right here. Welcome to Atlantic. So some things never really change. They still have vendors along the pathway. That house just kind of has nothing. Yeah, well, whatever. And it's just the old way. It's just that old feeling that you get. You can jump in right now. I think today might be the last day. Having just found out this might be the last day of actually free to play. If you wanted to return to Britannia and see how everything's doing. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it is the last day. So if you ever get that nostalgic feeling and you want to come back and take a look, just keep an eye out. I think it's uoherald.com where you can go online and see what's going on. This used to be an actual field where events used to take place, I believe. Now it looks like the mods have went ahead and changed it around a little bit, so that's pretty cool. Communication crystals are there. I don't know why this anvil's in the middle of the field, but I guess to each their own. Anyway, let's go ahead and see how Brit's doing before we go ahead and call it a day. This castle's been here a while as well. It's the Warriors Guild, and it really doesn't serve much of a purpose, I guess, if you were to hang out there. And that's what a lot of this game has, buildings where you can hang out and do just simple stuff. This good old statue from another event, the Benefactor of Britain, and this was, I believe, where lizardmen and other strange stuff had went ahead and attacked Britain. So a lot of cool events that have taken place. This bank, as a matter of fact, never used to be like this. This was a regular ceiling. It was a roof. Nothing much was there. And now, I guess they must have had some event where it was spruce up your bank event or whatever. I don't know. But it looks like they kind of did a really cool top to it. I couldn't remember. Well, they've got a bridge up there now. There used to be a trick where you would teleport basically to the top of the roof. And only the cool kids knew about it, basically. But now, they've got a little bridge up here. Everyone can get up here no matter what. And, well, kind of cool. It just brings back old memories. What can I say? So anyway, that's going to do it for this little video. Keep an eye out. There'll be more videos to come. I'm going to try to do a series on this, maybe for the month of October. Just like a throwback to UO. Of UO to the past, I guess you could say. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you have. Leave comments, questions, or suggestions down in the comment area below. I'd love to hear from you. If you're on an Atlantic server, please drop me a line. Let me know what's going on, because this is your server I'm doing, and it's kind of cool to be back. Don't know if I'll be back for long, but I just kind of got that nostalgia bug, and I just really feel the need to just put this in a video. So anyway, have yourselves a wonderful day. And if not, then just simply fake it. It'll be over before you know it. I'll see you again next time.